guys, Mark the Mentor here, back with another video. All right, this is going to be a part 2 to a video I put out probably a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, which was the secrets to renting trucks in the box trucking business, the secrets of renting a truck for your box truck business, right? And I gave you guys some tips and dispelled some myths and things of that nature, and a lot of people checked it out. All right, so now we're in a phase of panic. All right, a few videos ago I discussed the box truck bubble. I broke down the 5 stages of a bubble, and we're in the panic phase right now. All right, so the truth of the matter is there are a lot of people that are renting box trucks at a very high rate, which is causing it's causing the demise of their business. They're not making money. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. They're not profiting. They're basically running just to pay Penske, budget, enterprise, rider. All right, and some cases they're running and they're operating at a loss. So what they're doing is taking loads just so that they can have enough money in that bank account for when these companies hit them once a week, right? Some of these rates that I'm hearing, the weekly rate, the mileage rate is just astronomical. All right, it's astronomical. So basically, I'm going to do a part 2 to the video I did a month or so ago, and this video I'm going to break it down for you. We're going to do a mock cost for the week for a rental truck on an average, based on the averages that I'm seeing people paying. So I'm going to do something right in the middle, and I'm going to explain to you what's going on, and then you have a decision to make. So this video is basic for everybody that's in a high rental, that's panicking, that's paying for coaching sessions, whether it's with me or other people. Here's the thing. I'm just going to give you the truth like I always do. I always keep it funky with you. All right. I'm going to keep it real. All right. And I'm going to explain to you what's going on. All right. So let's talk about the truck rental business. Let's break this down real quick so I can help give some people a clear understanding. All right. The truck rental business. You got budget, Penske, enterprise, rider, right? Truck rental business, right? So in order for the truck rental companies to make money, they got to do what? They got to rent trucks. If people stop renting trucks, then they have no business, all right? They understand this, all right? Due to the pandemic, they have a short supply of trucks. So they got a shorter supply of trucks because the manufacturing is down due to the global chip shortage, and also due to the manufacturers shutting down due to the global chip shortage, and other reasons provided due to the pandemic, right? So like I explained before in other videos, they cycle older trucks out, sell them, and then they replace them with new trucks every year. Every year, these rental truck companies buy new trucks, and then they sell the old ones. The volume of trucks that they normally would buy on a year-to-year basis obviously is down for the reasons that I spoke of earlier, the chip shortage, manufacturing, right? So because of that, they have to preserve the vehicles that they have longer, right? There's stipulations they're putting on these vehicles, right? So let's talk about it. You're renting a truck. The numbers are astronomical. I'm hearing up to 2,500. A lot of people are renting trucks in the thousands per week, and just for the truck rental. And then mileage is something totally different, right? So you're renting these trucks, right? You're giving not the insurance company, you're giving the rental truck company, you're putting the value on these trucks. The rental truck company understands they're dealing with uncertainty. All right. They're dealing with uncertainty. There's a term in business that we call business uncertainty. So let's break this down. Let me put the definition up. What is business uncertainty? In its simplest form, business uncertainty is any event that a business is unable to predict or directly influence, which may lead to negative outcomes as a result. While similar, it is not to be confused with risk, as the two concepts do differ. These differences highlight that while risk can be difficult to navigate For an entrepreneur, navigating business uncertainty is even more challenging. Risk can be measured and analyzed, allowing you to make an informed decision before acting. Business uncertainty, as we define it, provides so much luxury as no entrepreneur can prepare for an event they do not foresee. All right, so basically, in a nutshell, the rental truck companies are dealing with business uncertainty right now. They can't foresee the future. They don't know when this global chip shortage is going to end. All right. They don't know when manufacturing is going to pick back up. Right. So what they're doing is they're putting stipulations on the trucks. All right. They get a new truck in 2022, 2023. The newer trucks, they're putting a stipulation on the mileage, 150 miles a day, 100 miles a day. Right. Why do you think they're doing this? Because they have to preserve that truck longer. They can't predict when they're going to get another sort of volume of trucks in like prior to the pandemic. So in order for us to stay in business with this uncertainty, we have to preserve our trucks. If we don't preserve our trucks and they dwindle down, we have no business. It's the truck rental business. If manufacturing has slowed, there's a global chip shortage. Manufacturers aren't producing the volume that they were producing prior to the pandemic. It's uncertain when for these companies to foresee when they're going to get enough trucks in that they can feel comfortable, right? So what do? They put stipulations to preserve it, like I said, all right? Another thing, here's something that's going on too. People aren't returning the trucks. So guess what happens? They report the truck stolen, right? Because Johnny of ABC Trucking doesn't want to bring the truck in for PM because he flew all the way across the country to get it, and he doesn't want to take it back there, right? So he's ignoring the calls, whatever. They report the truck stolen. They find the truck. By the time they get that truck has been past service 9-10 months. So guess what? When they do get the truck back, what do? They put it out of service. Why? Because it's way over. It's way overdue for maintenance. And in most cases, they probably just put it up for sale. That's one less truck that they have to make money with. Why do you think they're getting stricter? Now you got to have a brick and mortar for some companies. You got to be in business 2-3 years. They're getting stricter and stricter and stricter because they have to get tighter and tighter and tighter to hold on to the trucks that they have. Let's talk about the value. Why do you think they're charging 3 times the amount what a normal truck rental would be? All right, I haven't ridden a truck since before the pandemic. We haven't needed an extra truck, obviously, because I say all the time, like my situation in business is employees. A lot of companies are struggling with employees. That's my issue, right? So I don't have that volume of employees where I need extra trucks. I don't take on more work than I can handle. Like back in the day, I would take everything in, and if we needed extra truck, I just go rent extra trucks. It's not like that now. So I haven't had to get an extra truck or 2 or 3 or whatever, how many we needed for a project or whatever since prior to the pandemic. But my rate has always been $450 a week, all right, which included 1,000 miles and like 10 cents a mile, all right. I'm hearing people paying $1,200, $1,500, $1,800, $2,500, 3 to 4 times what a normal truck rental would cost. Why are they doing this? Why do you think they're doing this? One, they're doing it because when supply goes, the demand is high and the supply is low, right? Supply and demand, right? And then another reason they're doing it is because they can get away with it. Why can they get away with it? Because people are paying it. People that are in these high rentals are valuing these rentals that high. It's like I always tell people, the value is what a person is willing to pay for something. That determines the value. So as long as people continue to pay these high rentals, whether they're making money or not, that's setting the value. How you bring the value down? Stop paying these high rentals. And guess what the rental truck companies are going to do? Lower the price. Why? Because they want to stay in business. They're already struggling due to the uncertainty. They can't foresee their future. Trust me. They're nervous. Truck rental business. Truck rental business. They don't rent trucks. They have no business. Their trucks are dwindling down, and new trucks ain't coming in. People are putting the value on these trucks. Stop renting the truck, and then the value will come down, right? Right? Value is what a person is willing to pay for something. Stop being willing to pay $1,500 for a truck. You know, that's what that is. Let's go a little bit further. Let's go a bit further. We talked uncertainty. We talked the trucks. We talked stipulations. No rentals, no business. Right. All right. Let's do a mock-up real quick. I'm not even gonna make this video long. Let's do a mock-up. All right. Let's do this mock-up real quick. This is gonna be an average. I know some people are paying less. Some people are paying more. This is for the people that are paying a lot of money. All right. I'm gonna do a mock-up average or something in the middle, and then I'm gonna do an average on the MPG. The MPG for a 26 footer, depending on the make, model, year, and things of that nature, whether it's loaded, unloaded, ranges somewhere between 3 to 10 miles per gallon. All right, so we're gonna place it right in the middle, right at about 6.5. All right, so let's do this mock-up real quick, and then this will give you a better idea of what you're spending, because a lot of people don't really know what they're spending, and then this will explain to you why you're not making no money. All right, so let's do it real quick. Truck rental on average about $1,000 a week, right? This includes taxes. Let's say $1,000 a week. You're paying $1,000 a week for the truck. You're paying 25 cents per mile. All right, and you're working. This is a working person. You working. You're doing 3,500 miles a week. You're pushing about 700 miles a day. You're working until you can't work no more. Until the clock says you can't work. 3,500 miles a week. So you're renting a truck, $1,000 a week. Paying 25 cents a mile, 3,500 miles. It's about $875 a week for the mile. So you're at 3,500 miles for the week. At the diesel national average right now is about $5.01 a gallon at 6.5 mpg. That's $26.97. Let's just say $2,700 a week for the fuel. So $2,700 a week you're paying for fuel. All right. So you got your truck fees at $1,875. You're paying $2,700 a week for fuel. That's $45.75, $1,500 a month for your insurance. Divided by 4 weeks, you're paying $375 a week. That's $49.50. Let's say $5,000. All right. So $5,000 a week for your truck costs, and it's other. So you want to be this guy or you want to be this guy. All right. You want to be this guy or you want to be this guy. All right, that's $5,000 for the mileage, the fuel, and everything in the insurance. All right, so there's other factors that come into play that still come out of your overhead. You're running 3,500 miles a week. Hotels, right? You got to shower. You got to wash your ass. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French, but let's keep it real. I know some people sleeping in the truck. But guess what? One of them nights you're gonna have to wash your ass. All right, that's just 1,000. All right, yeah, you can do it at the truck stop, but come on, man, let's keep it funky. The average person ain't sleeping in the truck. We talking about running by the rules, straight by the rules. All right, boom. All right, you gotta get your rooms. You gotta eat. You got tolls. And whatever other little miscellaneous things that are in there that I may not mention right now, but the primary things we just talked about, just your mileage, the truck rental, right, and the fuel, running 3,500 miles a week, and this is at $1,000 a week for a truck. I've talked to people. I've mentored people. I talk to people. If you look in the comments, people will tell you what they're paying. $1,200, $1,500, $1,800, $2,000. Insurance, $1,800 a month, $2,200 a month. I'm not making these numbers up. I did a modest number, which is too high. I did 1,000 for a person who's a middle mile worker that's doing 11 hours a day driving, averages about 700 miles a day. 3,500 miles a week on a 5-day work week. 25 cents a mile was somewhere in the middle. I see people telling me they're paying 28, 29, 32 cents a mile, 38 cents a mile. 25 cents a mile in the middle average. That's 2,700. Insurance, 2,200. This, that, 15, 18. Let's say 375 a week for insurance. We're averaging out. That's $5,000 for the week. Most middle mile truckers is rolling a 26-footer is grossing $5,000. It's grossing $5,000 a week, an average of $1,000 a day. So if the truck is costing you between the truck rental cost and the mileage cost, and you're running somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000 for your cost, because you got to calculate your fuel in there, where are you making money at? And this is what I'm saying. Those rentals, if you cut that rental down to about $500 a week, you cut that mileage down to about 10 to 15 cents per week. See how much money you're saving. That's your margin. Your margin is getting cut up or cut out with the higher truck rental cost. If you want to make money in this business, you have to come in with the right state of mind, with a business mind. These are the numbers that should have been done prior to renting the truck. Granted, a lot of people got in during that bubble when the rates were very high. But now those rates came down and got back to normal. So now what? You still stuck with that high cost truck rental. So are you gonna go lean on the rental account managers, or are you gonna make a smart business decision? If they don't budge, are you gonna make that smart business decision? That smart business decision is to get up out that rental. Even if you don't have something else lined up, sometimes you got to step away and walk away. I done walked away from accounts before because it didn't make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That hoping and that praying that things are going to get better. Man, the rates are the rates. The rental truck companies are dealing with uncertainty. They don't know. Certain things you can't alleviate. If your insurance is high because you're 25 and you're new to the business and your MVR ain't that clean, then that is what it is. Fuel is what it is. Fuel is what it is. You can't adjust fuel. You can adjust what you're paying for your truck. You can maneuver that, especially if you're in a rental. You know what you got to do? Take it back. You don't have to pay these high rental rates. Why are you running just to pay money? You didn't get in business to keep somebody else in business, because that's the only thing you're doing if you're in a high rental right now. You're keeping Penske, Enterprise, Budget, Ryder in business because they're dealing with uncertainty. They're not going to tell you that. You have to be a smart business person to realize that. Their business is renting trucks. Their whole source of business is the truck. Without the trucks, they have no business. Trucks are limited. They're probably losing more trucks than they're getting trucks in. Like I said, a lot of trucks that they're reporting stolen, once they're found, they're putting them out of service. I know this from talking to somebody from one of the rental companies. So the stipulations are getting steeper and steeper and steeper. Why? Because people, bad apples, have made it bad for everybody else. That has nothing to do with the cost. The stipulations, they play a little part of the cost, but the major part of the stipulations is the bad apples. And then they have to create more stipulations to turn people away, because they can't keep saying, we don't have nothing, we don't have nothing. They have to have a reason why they don't have nothing. But they're going to make it seem like you're the reason when really they're the reason. It's the business model. It's the uncertainty due to the pandemic, due to the global chip shortage. Value is what you make something. If you purchase something at a particular price, you're creating the value for it. If you want the value to come down, don't buy it. I gave an example yesterday on the live stream. A bottle of water. That same bottle of water you might buy at the dollar store. If you go buy that bottle of water at an airport, it's going to be $3 to $4 more. The airport is placing a higher value on that same bottle of water. Are you going to buy that $4 bottle of water that you bought for $1 at the dollar store? Or are you going to keep marching past that concession stand and go to the water fountain right by the bathroom? Same thing with the truck rental car. The supply is down, but the demand is up. So they're going to raise the cost. But right now, what they're doing is gouging. You're talking 3 to 4 times. Why are y'all that are in these high rentals steady keeping them in business? They're not going to go out of business. You know what they're going to do before they go out of business if people start renting trucks at these high rates? Lower the rates. www.boxtruckcourses.com for your mentorship with me, Martha Mentor. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the videos. And I'm out.
Como, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about, oh shit.